Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning, and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital Live Trading for Law. It's Thursday, June 11th. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High God. Let's bow our heads for a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again to learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, I ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to me astray, but use me as a vessel to bring your children back onto you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Can the church say amen? Amen. Let's begin. Before we jump in, I want to say this. There was a time I used to sit down at the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, losing, blowing accounts, second guessing every entry, and honestly just hoping that the trade would work. And that's where most traders are today, not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. 90% of traders fail, all 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets, so you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Let's go. Woo! But before we dive deep into the 3 core pillars, when you step into this arena, on this battlefield, you must first have 2 crucial realizations. Realization number 1, trading is war. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. Realization number 2, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry and in life as we know it. Most traders think that success in the markets comes from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest moves. But the reality is, trading success is built on 3 core pillars. First is money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Then is risk management. This is the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in the game long after everybody else has quit. And lastly, we have trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started. That's why in today's session, we're going to hone in on your trading edge. Now, everything that we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And at I'm the Trader Capital, our confidence comes from 3 things. First, it comes from understanding how the market actually operates. Not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Second is having one trader model. One model with IPDA signatures that we trust and execute on a consistent basis. Third is having a plan and a process, because without a plan and a process, you're just reacting to price and you're winging it each and every time. And this right here, this session, this is where we focus on the 3rd piece, the process. So many people lose confidence in trading and in life because they simply don't have a plan. There's no process they're following. There's no procedures and protocols that they're abiding by. They literally are just winging it. And they wonder why they can't get consistent. They wonder why there's ups and downs in their equity curves. They literally can't figure it out. The uncertainty of not knowing exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, why and when you're doing it in the market will cause you to fail in trading. Confidence and certainty are key if you want to be successful in trading, and it's your responsibility as the trader, as the analyst, as the fund manager. It's your responsibility to attain that confidence, not only in your model, but also in your processes. So what I want to do right now real quickly is I want to share with you the process that we teach all our analysts at I'm the Trader Capital, and then we'll see that process live in action. This is the 3-step trading process. Step 1, condition. This is where we determine our bias. Before we even think about entering a trade, we need to know the market program. Are we in a buy program or sell program? This is where the market shows its hand. Then we have step 2, stage. This is what sets up your trade and what does your trade look like. There are 2 types of trades, retracement setups and continuation setup. Then we have step 3, execution. This is how you're going to enter, manage, and close the trade. At I'm the Trader Capital, we have 4 entry criteria before executing. I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading flow. Now, as you're watching, don't just look for entries. Pay attention to the process behind the entries, because this is what will get you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further to the 1%, well, that's where we break down all 3 pillars inside of the program. I used to think that winning trades built confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before, during, and after each trade. And that is what we're building here. Let's begin with our daily trading processes. Weekly target going into today. All right, I don't want this to be showing right now. Weekly target going into today is 3%. Mental check-in, feeling generally okay. All right. A lot up here, but I'm okay, hanging in there. Excited to see what price action has in store for us today. Excited to continue to grow, right, and get 1% better in these charts and these markets, and just grow as an individual, right, and just, you know, become a better person overall. News. Oh no, I'm skipping a skip. I accept any risk that comes with trading today. I understand that trading comes with raw risk and that losing is part of the battle. I have to acknowledge risk. News is Thursday, June 11th. All right, we had high impact news come out at 8:30. We have medium impact news coming out at 10:30 and 4:30 today. All right, so we have news today, making it an optimal day to take a trade. Risk going into today, we're at 0.25 of account size, and we have a max of 0.75 per account per day. Weekly program going to this week is a sell program now. Let's go ahead and review price action overnight to see if anything's happened to change that for us here on the Trader Capital. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Now to see. Yeah, as you can see, nothing's really happened, all right, overnight to change our weekly program. For our weekly program to adjust, to change now, we'll have to come up and take Tuesday's buy side, all right? So nothing of note to report here. We did come into this 4-hour inefficiency and continued lower. Let me adjust previous day's range. We've taken previous day's low. Okay, so if you're using previous day to determine your condition, your step 1, all right, you'd be in a sell program because we've taken previous day's low, which is in line with your weekly program. Okay, so you would already be coming into your morning session with a condition determined already. Okay, with your step 1 already determined as a sell program, in line with weekly. 20-day is all good, so nothing to do here. Proceed. As we proceed to give you what you need. Please don't be slow today. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, please. Cheese. Cheese. I miss my nephew. Different day. Different market conditions, but same processes, doing the same thing over and over. Nothing changes here. Step 1, condition, determine bias in order for me to do that here. All right, there's different ways you can do step 1, which is a personal preference, which is where your personality shines. That's what I pretty much love about trading. Right, it doesn't matter what you're doing or how you're trading, right? You're finding something that matches your personality, you know. can all look at these markets, these candlesticks, and see different things and all still make money. You know what I mean? That's just the beauty of it. $12 a.m. to current price action. For me, it will be 9:15. Okay, because before kickoff. Note the lowest low to highest high. That gives us our dealing range. Right, when one side of that gets taken, all right, that will establish a condition for us for the day. All right, for my daily condition. But like I said, if you're using previous days range, all right, your condition would have been established already as a sell program. Okay, so you'd be looking to be a seller of this market. Inside of dealing range, we have previous week's low. We have an old daily low, all right, that we can frame entries on or setups on. Above dealing range, we've got previous day's high. That's pretty much it. Above dealing range. Below we got Asia session sell side. Previous daily low. We got Asia session sell side. We got 20-day low. Asia session sell side is in close proximity to a standard deviation here of the of dealing range. Anyway, PM session yesterday took a few L's. I took about maybe 3 trades. 2 of them was L, and then 1 of them was a winner to crow back some drawdown. But I didn't take another trade on the account that was already down from the morning. I left that one alone. Ended up still in drawdown though, okay, on that one account that we traded on the PM session. I almost lost myself though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost lost myself in the sauce yesterday. Said I was gonna leave the markets alone. I should have just did that, left it alone. It is what it is though. You live and you learn. The common mistakes we talked about yesterday, all right? I still fall victim to them sometimes, you know. Anywho, today is Scale Thursday, Scale and Q&A Thursday. Why are you sleeping? I'm living the dream. Oh, not to see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. Which one is that? Is that the one that says traders? Yeah. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Now let's see. Excuse me. Started from the bottom way. Yeah. My name ain't William, nigga. I'm for. I didn't get the opportunity to go back into price yesterday, but I definitely will be doing that this weekend during my back testing session, kind of just reviewing price action and all. Seeing what I could have done differently, right, during the days while I'm in the weeds. All right, 9:30 kickoff. All right, decent size open range gap. I like it. We've got news and decent size open range gap, so good to take trades today. It's below price, okay, that means we gapped up, so we have a premium gap up for open range gap. Let's see what this morning has in store for us. Let's make sure I'm on our right 30 account. Yeah, a lot going on with these accounts, but I'm taking my time, taking it slow. I'm happy I still have access to them, or I haven't blown them already. I'm progressing and I'm learning. Even though it may not seem like it for me right now. I know that where I started and where I am now is completely huge change. So I'm happy. It's hard to see sometimes though, right? That you're making progress and you're improving. It's hard to like tell when you feel like you're not moving, you're stagnant. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But just keep showing up, right? Taking the right steps in the right direction and trust the process. Enjoy the journey, because that's all we got. Once you get to the destination, all you have was the journey, right? And did you enjoy the journey? It may have been a painful journey, but did you enjoy it? What did you take out of the journey? I'm watching this as a V shape. It would be continuation, a V-shaped continuation. I'm watching it. And we also like, yeah. Starting from the bottom, we happened a bit quick for me there, didn't it? I was like 1 minute into opening. Let me let it breathe. She wasn't ready. He hasn't done anything really yet though. Hasn't even given us -1. Once you master the skill set, which I think I'm still in pursuit of that. I personally don't feel like I've mastered this skill yet. I'm close, right? But personally, I don't feel like I've mastered it yet. I'm on my way there. But once you master this skill, like, where can you take it? What are your options? How can you scale your trading business? That's what we're talking about today. The ways in which you can scale your trading business. My name ain't William. I'm for real. Seeing how price gravitates towards open range consequent encroachment, which is below dealing range. Right, I think it would be giving us -1 now, maybe, potentially, maybe not. Head in there. Let me no sync this. Similar setup to what we got yesterday morning, but it was just like, so it just happened super quick, right? I wasn't ready, but I wonder what time yesterday's setup occurred as well. All things to take into consideration when I'm back testing today. But it did give me multiple opportunities if I really wanted to get in there. Ooh. Almost lost myself in the sauce yesterday. God damn. Whew. I think I was down like $600 on the day. Managed to crawl half of it back. think I'm ODing it though. I think I'm ODing it. I'm letting external factors influence my trading decisions, and it's a constant battle, man. It's a constant battle. It's a constant battle, especially because this position here, this job, my 9 to 5, is very psychological. You know, it's 90% mental. So if you're not right up here, all right, you're already like lost. You already lost the battle. I'm not even ready. But let me just see anyway. I'm taking my time today, all right? I'm easing myself back into trading after yesterday. Not that anything bad happened yesterday, right? But after a day like that, I like to just, you know, be slow to enter the market. You know, just gather my thoughts, gather myself, and just be slow to enter the market and not rush into anything, you know? That's how I kind of control myself. That's how I try to control myself, right? Set boundaries for myself. I was back testing a little bit on my phone last night, just looking at the overall day and where the clean setups were at, which is where post open range clean. Well, obviously there's clean setups everywhere. There were not clean setups everywhere, but there were other times where there were clean setups. But the ones that were really my eyes were gravitating towards was post open range. So I kind of want to pay attention closer there and see if there's something of merit there to extract. And also post 10:30 yesterday was clean. So just collecting the data, just, you know, analyzing the data and seeing how I can adjust, right? I know I can't avoid all my losses, right? But I'm trying to mitigate the ones that I can, right? I don't like losing, but that's the one thing promised to me here. So anyway, anyhow, shape or form, I can avoid losing. I try to look for that. That's why yesterday one of the common mistakes is ignoring the losing trades, because it's out the losses. The losses is what really will help you grow and develop as a trader and as an analyst. Let me see the high here. 783 783.50 definitely came above it, so it would have taken us out here. And now I feel good that I didn't rush into anything, you know? Things happen for a reason. It's not our timing. Now let's see. Oh, you're so flashy. So there are 4 ways you can scale your trading business once you master the skill. It all begins with step 1, mastering the skill. And that's going through everything that we talk about, the 3 pillars, right? It's going through everything that we talk about, the crucial realizations that you must have when you step into this industry, the 3 pillars of trading that you must have in your trading business, all right? Money and mindset, risk management, trading edge, right? Once you master all of that, right, and you focus on the 8 steps to build your confidence in your edge, right? Once you focus on these 8 steps, then we get to how can you scale your skill set, right? Don't worry about the capital initially. Master those 3 things that we talked about, the 3 pillars, all right? Understand the crucial realization that you must have when you first enter this industry. You must go through all of that before you get to this point, right? Before you get to this point, you have to have been through everything else that we talk about here. All right, I'm the trader, right? And then once you master the skill, master each component, right, of the pillars, and master the skill as a whole, Then you start to think about how you can scale, all right, where you can take the skill set that you've obviously learned by investing in yourself, right, by using your time wisely, by investing your time, your effort, and your energy, right, maybe money, okay, into acquiring the skill set that you just now recently got. Now is what do I do with that? Where do I go with it, right? And there's 4 ways that you can scale your trading business. There is 4 ways to scale your trading business, right? 2 ways using your own money, all right, and 2 ways using other people's money, okay? That's why I said if you don't have the capital, don't worry about it. Don't worry, just learn, focus on the skill set, right? Because if you can prove that you have this skill set, that you can master this skill set, that you know what you're doing in these charts, in these financial markets, the world becomes your oyster after that, right? There's so many people out there that are looking for partners, right? Looking for people like us, like me and you, that know and understand these candlesticks and how they print, why they print, being able to capitalize on these candlesticks and the movement that they do, right? There's so many people looking for people like us to partner us. If they have the capital, they have the money, and they're willing to give you that money, right? Once you prove to them, obviously, that you can trade and you can manage risk, right? Most important thing, you can manage risk. Nobody wants to put their capital at risk, right? So if you can prove to them that you can manage risk and have a return, right, and produce, then they have no choice but to invest with you or invest their money with you, right? So you can trade it for them, right? But anyway, when it comes to using your own money, there's 2 ways. There's through retail accounts, all right? We'll dig deeper into each of these ways separately, but for now we're just talking about them as a whole, okay? There's retail accounts, all right, and there's self-directed IRA 401ks that you can obviously trade yourself. If you have a 9 to 5 right now and you're investing into your 401k, you can self-direct that, okay? So you can actually make the decisions in what that retirement account is investing in, obviously using your skill set, right? That's why it's important to master the skill first before even thinking about scaling, right? But it's good to be aware of the ways that you can scale, but first you must master the skill. And then using other people's money, we have funded accounts, right? These are companies that will, obviously you have to prove to them that you can trade and you can manage money and make a return, and they will obviously give you capital to trade, and then there's a profit split, okay? And also hedge fund, right? This is where investors, right, put money together, all right? And then you as the fund manager, right, you take that money and you trade it, and when that money makes money, is split between you and the investors, okay? So these are the 4 ways that you can scale your trading business, right? Using your own money and using other people's money. If you have your own money, cool, go ahead, do your thing, right? If you don't have your own money, then don't worry about it either, all right? There's other people on this planet that will be that will be at your feet just throwing money at you if you prove to them that you can do this skill. I have to check my mic. And I haven't even touched it, but I still have to check it, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a craziness of a fear right now. Nothing really happening right now for me to be interested in here in the charts. So, like I said, I'm taking my time and really looking for something clean to engage in. This thing needs its own PowerPoint. I haven't really. I know I be saying that all the time. Like, when are you gonna get this material together, my girl? When are you gonna do that? Come on, man. Get back on your shit, dog. Oh yeah, I did set my alert already. Okay, okay. All right, hold on. Give me a second now. Taking sell side below. Market structure shift back above. This is a retracement setup forming here. I'm not sure would have given me an entry. Maybe it would have been one contract Larry. Or no contract Larry, to be honest. It said, I ain't giving you jack shit. No contract Larry. This figure has to be a whole number, right, for me to be able to engage based on my risk parameters. As you can see, it's a 0.9. Can't even do nothing. Can't do nothing there. Which is cool. I guess we'll just be watching this. I didn't even catch it in time, to be honest, but so no love lost there for me. Nothing on the lower time frame. Nothing on the 15 seconds. Just the market structure shift back above here. But I doubt that would have even been enough. Yeah, that still wouldn't have been enough, really and truly, to give us a contract. So not my trade. Would have given us bread and butter though. Back in the days when you don't believe. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Oh, now they see. Remember, you're so flashy. Yeah. Standing on the bottom weight. So when it comes to using your own money, right? We have retail accounts. These are accounts that you open with a regulated broker, okay, or I would suggest a regulated broker. Some of them obviously require you to have a minimum capital before you can actually open an account with them, okay, especially if you're going to be trading futures. But there are obviously some brokers that allow you a low amount. I think AMP allows you at least $1,000, right, before you can, for you to be able to trade NQ. I believe is $1,000. But obviously, do your own research on the brokers and what the minimum capital is that is needed to require to open an account and actually trade the futures market or trade whatever asset, whatever whatever market you want to trade. Okay, so retail accounts are you just regular accounts where you're trading your own money, and obviously it's as simple as that. It's your own money you put into a regular broker and you're trading that account. Not much explanation there, right? Retail accounts. And then self-directed for IRA 401ks. Okay, this is a retirement account. Okay, let's say you start a business and you like we talk about starting a trading business entity. Okay, using an S corporation. All right, once you master the skill, or you create an entity, a trading business, legalize your business. All right, as a business, form an entity. Okay, it allows you to actually take away 25% of your salary and put it into a tax-free retirement account. Okay, self-directed for IRA 401k that you can actually trade yourself. Or if you're currently working for a 9 to 5 and they give you a 401k, they allow you that 401k where they take money out your paycheck into and they put it in a company 401k, you can actually self-direct that. All right, there's ways to do that. Oh, by the way, everything I'm saying here, all right, is for educational purposes only. All right, I'm just giving you the information that you can go ask the professionals who do these things. Okay, I'm not a professional. I'm not claiming to be a professional. This is just things that I've done my own research on, things that I would be doing for myself, and I'm just sharing the information. I'm sharing the knowledge. Okay, we disclaimed. All right, solid. 950 popping off, heading to dealing range, buy side. Yeah, so company 401k, you can self-direct that. Okay, and you can actually take control of that 401k yourself and choose what you're trading, what you're investing in. Okay, so that's the two ways you can go off on your own using your own money. if you have the capital, right? But if you don't have the capital, all right, then we have other people's money, OPM. This is the best form, the best way to scale. All right, obviously not everybody has the capabilities to trade other people's money. Okay, it's tough. Trading other people's money comes with more stress than you need to add on to yourself. Obviously, you can do more things with your own money and not feel no type of way, rather than other people's money where there's a lot more pressure, right? So not everybody's going to be able to do or use other people's money to scale, but once you master the skill set, right, you're doing the same thing over again, so it doesn't really matter. Well, it shouldn't matter anyway. It shouldn't matter, but obviously it's still hard for some people in the back of their mind, knowing that they, these are other people's money. Anyway, -1 getting smashed there didn't give us the opportunity to engage in it. Not that I saw it in time anyway, so it all worked out for me. Oh, okay, we're fast today. Taking dealing range buy side. We have step 1, all right. Our condition for the day has been established as a buy program going against our weekly program. Whichever one, if I don't shine. Back in the days, so you know, believe. I'm sleeping in a dream. Oh. Now to see. Oh, you're so. Yeah. So now that we've got step 1 condition, right, we move on to step 2 stage. What sets up your trade? What does it look like? We have 2 types of trades that we can execute on, right? We have retracement setups and we have continuation setups. I be sleeping in a dream. Now to see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. What's the low of this? The low of this. 93450. 935. Okay, so we do go below that. 935. 93450. -1.5. Above dealing range. What did we have above dealing range? Previous day's high. We have previous day's high above dealing range as a draw on liquidity. Let's see price's willingness to get there. Why you sleeping? Living a dream. Now let's see. I also need to come up with a procedure and protocols for taking a loss on the 15-second time frame. The next trade will have to be on a 1-minute time frame, because obviously I'm 15 seconds, sorry. Obviously the 15 seconds can tend to give false setups, right? More times than not, right? More times than I would want. So I'm just trying to put something in place that eliminates that risk, right, in terms of having to take multiple losses on the 15-second time frame. Oh, I can just use that for the post open range setups. A lot to uncover, a lot to, this week has brought a lot to my attention. Okay, so, and that's what, just being in here, just showing up each and every day, that's what it does, right? It brings up some questions that need answers, right? And once no questions come up, that's when you know obviously you're getting to the point where there's no more necessary refinements. But right now, from the data that I'm getting back, I need to make some sort of an adjustment. Excuse me. I'm gonna wait till post 10 o'clock. I'm not getting anything right now, really. I will watch it though. If it happens, I will watch it and be okay with it. If I finish the day today having not taken any trade, I'll be okay. I'll be A-okay. There will be other opportunities. There will be other days. All right, we'll be getting confirmed right now. We're gonna watch it. Wouldn't have given me an entry yet. I mean, no sync it. While you be sleeping, I'm living a dream. Oh, now to see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. There's your entry. If I find that the 15 seconds is more trouble than it's worth, then I'm gonna have to let it go. You know what I mean? I have no problem cutting it loose. And moving on. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Oh, now I see. Okay, well, they're giving us bread and butter. watching this continuation buy set up here. Would have been tagged in there. Mommy, you're so flushy. Yeah. And this is what I was saying. Post 10 o'clock. Setups are usually cleaner. Usually cleaner. If this gives it to me, I would be interested here. Hold on. If it allows me. No contract still on the 1 minute. That's cool. That is okay. We'll watch it do its thing. If he gave it to me, I would have been interested, but it didn't. Still wouldn't have been taken out of this trade yet. Would have confirmed right here. All right, you be getting smashed out of this bad boy. Cool. And -1 getting hit on that continuation buy setup. Let's see how many contracts it would have allowed us. And this is exactly what I meant when I was saying that when I was analyzing the data, this is what is getting back to me. Oh, still one contract, Larry. But anyway, we would have been out of this trade already, all right, with our one contract. So let's see what else it offers us. Would have given us a -1.5. All right, I'm going to be watching a market structure shift here for continuation. Hello, can you like not be slow with me, please? Can you not do that with me, please? Seen how we gravitate towards previous day's high. All right, if price wants to go higher, how do we get there, right? Back in the days when you know believe. So many inefficiency in this leg. Like I want to encapsulate all of them. And it won't work out. Still wouldn't give me a contract. You wouldn't do it. Yeah, for this continuation, right, I would want to put a stop where it includes these two fair value gaps, which would be at least this candlestick's body, or at least right here, this candlestick, but it doesn't give me a contract. So I'm watching this continuation set up as well here. -2 getting hit on that initial 930 setup on the 1 minute. It's not hit exactly, but it would have taken me out below where I would want to be getting out. 750. What's the high of this? Yeah, it would have taken me out. Oh, I like this retracement. Back in the day when I no believe. Yeah. 3, we come up, we take buy side, market structure, shift back below it. Cool. It's a whole lot. When I'm on the 15 seconds, it feels like there's a lot happening, right? So I need to take my time. I need to take my time with this time frame. I'm going to delete this for now. I don't want too much on the chart right now. I still won't be able to get into this continuation because I'll still want to encapsulate this fair value gap into my stop. Today I'm watching price after open range is complete. That's my main focus today. I'm watching this retracement setup right now. It's going against the daily our session bias has been established as well because we took opening range buy side. Okay, so daily condition and session condition are in alignment. All right, saying buy, which is going against the weekly. As we're looking at the 15 seconds, it would have given us a retracement up here, but on the 1 minute, nothing really for retracement. Okay, like I said, if the 15 seconds is overdoing it, I will not hesitate to cut it. But the retracement is on the 1 minute as well. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. Take buy side above it, market structure shift back below here on the 1 minute time frame as well. Back in the days when they no believe, now the shine light on the sea, oh, now the sea with yourself, I see, yeah. Now come the bottom way. That was the setup that formed after 10 o'clock, okay? The retracement setup that we're watching right now. After 10 o'clock, that's the setup that formed. I think negative, we would have hit -1 already there. Whoa. 2 contracts, what? Shocker. 225 or something like that. Oh yeah, would have been giving us -1, which obviously 2 contracts in this trade would have been out already. So post 10 o'clock, that was the setup right there. Coolio. We get a closure below this inefficiency here. I want to see it act as an inversion. This is what I mean. This is what I've been noticing this week. This is what I've been noticing this week. I think the 3 accounts I currently got, how I can divide them would be in the time in which I'm taking the trade, right? One can be the post 30s, one would be macro, and one would be at 10:30, post 10:30. Post 10 o'clock, sorry, post opening range, sorry. -3 getting smashed there. Although we're going against the daily and the session bias, okay, we're in line with the weekly program. Reach out. Oh, if I don't show you. Like a million, oh my guys. Come from a place where it's not nice. Hell yeah. Yes, while we wait for first hour of trading and we watch this beautiful post open range set up here, I'm drawing. They're drawing me in, man. They're just drawing me in. I'm liking it. The setups that do occur post open range this week so far, I'm gonna obviously go back into price and back test it and see if there's any merit to it. But like from what I'm seeing this week already, just in the past couple of days, is top tier. We love that. Lovely. There's a boy emoji. Good on you, mate. Good catch, good catch, good trade, good trade. And then another way you can scale, all right, is through using other people's money. I ain't forget what we're talking about today, all right. We went over the own, all right. We talked about retail accounts and we talked about self-directed 401k IRAs, and now using other people's money. Okay, this is for me a a great way to start, right? If you have no capital of your own, right? If you have no capital of your own, funded accounts, all right. These are companies, prop firms, all right. These are companies that, um, obviously, if you prove to them that you can trade and you can manage risk, all right. They have obviously limitations in terms of your risk and your profit target. When you hit those, you get the account and you get to trade that account. They obviously is not the best way to start. I would say I would actually they put unnecessary stress. What a setup though. Look at that. What a setup. They put unnecessary stress on top of already stressful endeavor, okay, when it comes to prop firms, okay. I wouldn't 100% recommend prop firms, but it's a good way to scale, okay. If you know what you're doing, only if you know what you're doing, right? If you have, I would say, at least more than 2 years of experience and at least 1 year you've traded your model and you find consistency and you can actually maintain the threshold that the prop firms put on you, okay, because it's a tight leash they put you on, okay. So they put you on a very tight leash, so it's gonna have to be a slow and steady build up when you're trading a prop firm. It can't be trying to rush, all right, to make money when you're trading a prop firm, okay. So just be mindful of the pros and cons of all of these, the four ways that you can scale, and whichever one obviously you gravitate toward. Nothing saying that you can't do all four, right? 'Cause I'm gonna do all four. I'm sorry. Obviously I'm starting right now with funded accounts, and I'm taking my time trying to ease myself and maintain the tight leash that they put me on. But anyway, I'm just rambling. Anyway, funded account companies, all right, that will provide you capital once you prove to them that you can manage money, you can manage capital, and then you can obviously make a return out of that money. They'll give you a capital that you trade for them, and then once you make money, okay, the profits are split between you and the prop firm and the company, okay. Most of them are 90-10, so 90% of the profit will go to you and 10% will go to the company, right? Obviously different prop firms differ in terms of their profit split, but do your own research. Right now I'm currently trading with Lucid. This is not an advertisement for them, okay. So far, I mean, I have no problems, no qualms with them so far. I started off initially with Top Step, okay. I enjoyed Top Step, but they started like adding more rules and just doing stuff that didn't jive with me, okay, didn't appeal to the trader in me, okay. And I just didn't like the reoccurring fees, and obviously I just want to pay my one-time fee, get the account, and do with the account what I want to do. I don't want to constantly be being charged monthly, which kind of adds a bit more pressure in terms of it's like a interest rate, right? You're borrowing money, but the interest is just higher than the money that you're borrowing. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, do your own research, right? And then do with that what you want to do. Like I said, so far I'm trading with Lucid, no issues with them, no qualms. I'm not trying to promote them or anything, but that's just what I'm using, and I have no problems with them so far. And then obviously another way you can scale it using other people's money is through a hedge fund. Okay, this is what I'm building. This is my ultimate goal here. That's what I'm building. This is the behind the scenes of my hedge fund. Okay, the way I'm trying to scale. Okay, this is what I'm building here. Okay, so a hedge fund is basically a pool of money. Okay, investors put money together. All right, and me, the general partner, me and you, general partners. All right, we take that money and then we obviously trade it. Okay, we trade it, and when that money makes money, it goes back into the pool, and then the same way, like the funded account, is split between investors and us, the general partners. And the great thing about hedge fund is that we get to decide what that split is going to be, right? Unlike funded accounts where the company decides the split because it's their money. And when it comes to a hedge fund, us traders, investors, the general partners, we are in charge of that money. I'm watching you right here. I'm watching you, Price. But anyway, what a beautiful trade, though. What a beautiful trade. -5. So sexy. And it was so clean. Time was there. price was there, everything there. That's what I'm getting out of this week. We like that post opening range setups. They're sexy, man. They're sexy. And it's so clean. It's so clean even on the 15-second time frame. When I looked back at yesterday's price action, post opening range, the 15-second setups were just crisp, man. They were crisp. They were sexy. Oh, I'm feeling some type of way just thinking about it. Just woo. Anyway, yeah. Unlike funded accounts where the company decides the split, right? When it comes to a hedge fund, we have the general partners, we have control of how that money is split. So if you want to do a 60-40, 60 for the investors and 40% for you, who says you can't do it? Nobody's saying you can't do it. Obviously, you want to have give incentives, right? You wanna incentivize both sides of the party. Okay, so you're incentivizing the investors to invest with you, and also you're incentivizing yourself as a general partner to want to make more profit, more outcome, right? Higher percentage return. So obviously you can make more for yourself. But yeah, when a pool of money makes money, it's split out between the LPs and GPs. Okay, and that's how I'm a different way that you can scale using other people's money. Okay, so that's one way that I want to scale. Right now I'm starting with a funded account. All right, while I'm building what's the word I'm looking for, a track record. While I'm building a track record, right? While I'm proving, trying to show people that I can do this, all right, and I can manage risk, I can make a return. Okay, I'm obviously doing that through another company with a funded account. I'm going to use my payouts from the funded account, build my own retail account, all right, and then establish an entity for my trading business, all right. Then get into that self-directed IRA, and once all those three things are like obviously consistent and making money, then obviously I'm gonna fully launch the fund based on the track record that I built with the three other ways that I can scale. Okay, so then the fund will be my last step in my scaling career in trading. I'm seeing this right here though. Outside of my trading time, but he's using a higher time frame level. He's using a higher time frame level that would intrigue me to trade outside of my trading hours. So we took liquidity below external liquidity, which is previous week's low. Market structure shift back above here. That is a retracement setup on that on that range, but would be regarded as a continuation setup for our daily condition and our session condition. Okay, but for the weekly, okay, it will be a retracement setup. We're going against the weekly program. Back in the days when you no believe. It's not a time I would trade. It's not a time I would trade, but there is a higher time frame level. So it does at least warrant me looking at it, paying attention to it. All right, so we retraced back into discount of opening range. We traced back into a discount, and obviously open range and dealing range into a discount array, which is using previous week's low. Continuation higher. Let's see how many contracts. I'm okay with not taking any trades today. I'm okay with it. I'm more intrigued with building back up my confidence than anything, right? That's more important to me than anything. Two would be off here, and then one would be off here. All right, so let's see what else this trade will offer us. And these will be something, obviously I'll need to collect more data outside of my trading hours, okay? Outside of my trading hours, or maybe I can have an account for that as well, right? 30s, macros, and post open range outside of trading time. Maybe. I'm just collecting the data right now, just collecting the data. Back in the days when I no believe. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Oh, now to see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. My name ain't William, nigga. I'm for real. It would be a break even right now. The sell would be a break even. We come from a place where it's not nice. I guess that's all it would have given you there. Well, that's okay. It did this thing. It did this thing. It was outside of our trading time, but was using a higher time frame level, so did what it was supposed to do. Would have come and taken you out by now then, or taken me out in terms of how I would have managed the trade. It would have took me out. But so far so good this morning. Very, very insightful, very informative morning. Yeah, this would have given us -2 there. Still would be in there because stop would be here at the low of first presenter's fair value gap. So see what else it has in store for us. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Oh, now to see. Why you're so flashy. Yeah. Me can't spell. No trades for me today so far, all right? No trades, but obviously taking it as a tape reading session. Confirming everything that I want to confirm. And just being okay with sitting on the sidelines, right? Being okay with sitting on the sidelines and letting the trades go without me. Just collecting myself. Gaining control of myself, I should say, all right? Gaining control of myself, okay? First hour of trading is behind us. So let's see what post 10:30 is saying. Excuse me. So what I'm noticing is that 9:30 initially will, if it gives us a setup, will obviously be one phase of the move, and then post 10 o'clock, post opening range, will be the next phase. It will either be a continuation of what 9:30 is done, or it's going to be a retracement of the move from 9:30. So I'm paying attention, right? I'm growing in my understanding of these candlesticks, and I'm just trying to enjoy the journey for what it is and not put any pressure, all right? Put any timeline on my arrival, okay? Try not to let my current circumstances, my current situation impact or put any pressure on myself, you know what I mean? It's tough, man. It's tough. Every day, though. It's a constant battle every day. And some days I lose, just like in the market. Some days I lose. And I hate it, but it is what it is. In terms of lines on the chart, it's not too bad. I used to have more lines than this, but when it gets too cluttered like this, it just doesn't look nice to me. Doesn't look nice. I'm going to be reducing the brightness of the equilibrium of these ranges, just so they're not too prominent. Okay, because I don't really like pay attention, too close attention to them anyway, so I don't know why they're so bright on my chart anyway. Anywho, these are the 4 ways, right? You can scale your trading skill set, all right? Your trading business, I should say, right? It's a trading business. These are the 4 ways you can trade your trade. You can trade, blah, 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 tongue twister. These are the 4 ways you can scale your trading business once you master the skill, okay? I'm always going to bring it back to one after mastering the skills, right? There's no point in looking at any of these things if you don't have the skill set, okay? Because you have to have the skill set to be able to scale, okay? So initially, be aware of the 4 ways that you can scale. Understand that you don't need money to make money, okay? These are the misconceptions we talk about in money and mindset. You do not need money to make money, right? You just need a skill set. You need a skill set, all right? And this skill set right here is the most powerful, all right, skill set to have. Is the greatest wealth building skill set to have, all right, on this planet. I'm telling you, because this is where the money game is being controlled. So if you're able to master this and master this skill set, like I'm saying, the world is your oyster, baby. You can go anywhere, do it from anywhere, as long as obviously you have Wi-Fi. That's the most important thing. You need Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi money. This is the true definition of Wi-Fi money. Trading, I would say, is the true definition of Wi-Fi money. To think you can make millions and billions, you know, just by looking at analyzing these candlesticks and pushing like a few buttons here and there to buy and sell, like it's insane. The opportunities and the potential of the financial market. Obviously, it also great responsibilities comes with great risk, right? Comes with a great amount of risk, but there's risk in everything. There's risk in everything. And that's why what we talked about yesterday is the holy grail of trading, all right? Risk management. Right? We really got to go through the common mistakes and what to avoid, but we've talked about other, you know, stuff in terms of other topics in risk management as well. So we'll get through what we can get through in the session, right? If it's a busy session, which yesterday kind of was, it was a busy morning session. You know, sometimes we don't get to go through everything that we want to talk about, but that's why it's a weekly thing, okay? So where we left off, we'll just pick up right in the following week, right? And as I'm doing this, I'm also refreshing my material and I'm refreshing the information in my head so I know what the hell I'm doing, right? You may think that, yes, I'm doing this, I'm providing the information to help others, but it's really is to help me, and helping others is a byproduct of me helping myself. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So if nobody's getting anything from this, at least I am, right? I am, and that's the most important thing for me. Obviously, I want to help others, all right? But if you don't want the help, I'm not going to force it on you, you know? If you're here, I assume that you want the help and you want to grow, you want to learn, and I'm willing to obviously divulge the information, but it's not just for you. Okay? Okay. Okie dokie. Obviously, for me, it would have come and taken me out, right? But you still would be in here. We still would be in the initial buy that we were in. We still would be in the sell from post 10 o'clock, which acted as a retracement, all right, to the 9:30 move. Okay, this is what I'm noticing this week. Every week is like something else is popping out at me, right? And that's just from showing up, right, and paying attention to these candlesticks, watching them print live. Is a difference when you're watching them back testing and to when you're watching them live, and you're just constantly feeding yourself these candlesticks and the breath of them, and you're just constantly watching them, and things start to just pop out at you. They just start to like, you start to see things that weren't there before, right? That's what I mean. Like when you listen to the same information over and over and over again, you start to hear things that you didn't hear before because you're in a different season of your journey, right? You're in a different progression stage, right? And as I continue to keep showing up, watching these candlesticks print, certain things are just, my eyes, they're just like, they're slapping me in the face. Like you've been there this whole time. Like, what have I been looking at? What have I been paying attention to this whole time? You know? It just slaps you in the face. Market structure shift here would confirm a continuation setup. But a straight market structure shift down there, for me, I would consider this a V-shape. Or would it be a V-shaped retracement setup here? So I'm wrong line. So I'm watching this retracement setup in line with our weekly, but going against our daily and our session. Watching that bad boy right there. Would have been tagged in there. Let's see. If you get taken out of here, all right, would confirm a continuation setup, then I'll be interested in that continuation. Now let's see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. One contract, Larry. So we'll be looking at -1. Let's see if he gives us that. It's giving us bread and butter. I want to see price respect this inefficiency for the setup. If we get a closure above it, we do have a higher one here. But if you get a closure above it, it will reduce the probability of this trade. On the 1 minute here though, obviously 15 seconds, once again, can give false setup. 15 seconds obviously hasn't confirmed the retracement setup. I mean 1 minute, sorry. No. Getting my times mixed up here. So I'm thinking post 30s, I might want to obviously be more interested on the 1 minute setup. Okay, obviously these are just precision protocols that I'm throwing out there that obviously I'm waiting for the data to confirm or deny whether this is, you know, plausible or not, right? If I collect more data and it says that, okay, it makes sense for me to only be taking trades on the 1 minute time frame post 30s, okay, then that's what we'll do, right? I'll only let the data determine what I'm doing, right? If the data is saying otherwise, I'm not gonna, you know, adjust precision protocols, right? We're data driven here. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. I'm enjoying this morning. Just no attachments to anything. Just kind of getting back to paying attention to price action and getting that confidence back up, right? So this is one of the best mornings. Any day I get to like tape read and not have no attachments to any trade, I pretty much have a good trading session. Okay, so don't take away from tape reading and having no attachments to the market. Okay, it's the best way to learn, it's the best way to grow. Well, you're so flashy. Yeah. So right now we'll still be in all our trades, right? We still would be in all of our trades except for this one. Definitely this one would have come and taken me out for sure. He came right to my entry. My entry was what, 7.9. We can't even see that, you know. 791.75, yep, came to 791.25, yep, definitely would have took us out there. Obviously, I would have go a little bit above it as well, and it definitely would have took me out. So we would have been out of this one, but the first two, right, you still would be in there. Still would be in both of those. All right, Baron, you still had contracts left in the trade. For me personally, I wouldn't have had any contracts left in the trade. Obviously, if you had a runner, then you still would be in them trades. Market structure shift here though. Like I said, we'll confirm a continuation. While you be sleeping, I'm living a dream. Not to see. Oh, we are so flashy. Yeah. Starting from the bottom, we. My name ain't William, nigga, I'm for real. Until we take dealing range sell side, all right, previous day's high is still in the crosshairs for me as a draw on liquidity. We failed to make it to consequent encroachment of open range gap there. We're looking to be a buyer today, this morning, because our daily condition is a buy program, our session condition is a buy program. Obviously, they're both going against our weekly, but it's 2v1 in it. But always high time frame takes precedence, okay? If you care about it, if you're interested in it, right? You don't need to know what the higher time frame condition is, but it just gives you a bigger picture of price action, okay? I would say it's worth knowing, but it's not, it doesn't impede your trading if you don't know it. Now to see when we are so flashy. But if I'm looking for one solid trade per session, if I'm looking for one solid trade per session, okay, right now my focus would be on post opening range setup, okay? That's what this week has highlighted to me. I'm gonna, obviously this weekend, that's what I would be back testing this weekend and just collecting the data on it. Obviously, I understand I'm still going to take losses, okay? That's the only thing promised to me. I'm not trying to avoid the losses, right? No, I know they're going to come. But if, based on my backtesting session, this negative one getting smashed there, okay? This is data for 15 seconds saying, okay, you don't have to worry. Don't worry about me. Yes, I'm going to give you L's. I'm also going to give you the real deal, okay? There you go. That was a retracement, V-shaped retracement there, okay? With the V-shapes, right, I want that displacement to be strong. I want it to be powerful. I want it to be clear and obvious. And as you can see right here, it was a clear and obvious displacement to the downside. Market structure shift right here. In line with our weekly, but going against our daily and session. But also in line with post 10 o'clock setup right here, okay? Did I see how many? I think it would have been one contract, Larry, no? Yeah, I think it was a one contract, Larry. Nope, wrong thing there. We want a short. Yep, one contract, Larry. Taking a step back today, I'm seeing the clearer picture. Right, I'm seeing the clearer picture today. See what else this trade would offer us, okay? But for us, we would have been out at -1 there. Also would have given us -1.5. Seeing where the remainder of the fibs line up with. -5 is in between open range low and dealing range low. So I like that as a draw currently. Relative equal lows below price. I like those as a draw. As you can see, this is how potentially, right, the daily and the session condition align with the weekly program, okay? Because the weekly is a sell program. As you can see, for the day we took buy side, right? This could be a price coming into a premium array, right? In terms of looking at the weekly, right? To then continue lower. But let's see how it plays out though. Let's see how it plays out. Just missed us at -2 there. Now to see. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. -2 there. See if we get a continuation sell here. Okay, we blew past that. So let's look at this one now. Market structure shift down here would confirm a continuation sell. Watching how we take this buy side up here, if we do. I'm not seeing that we took it yet. Nope, we didn't take it yet. May. Okay, confirm continuation sells here. So right now, open range sell side and dealing range sell side, these very typical lows are in the crosshairs for me based on the price action and what I'm seeing in the price. Oh, you're so flashy. Yeah. So I'm watching this continuation sell setup here. Obviously a time, no, yep, it's still a trading time, still the 30s. Let's watch it. Still the 30s. Let me no sync that. This is now currently the high. Another market structure shift down in here would be 1050 macro, continuation sell, confirmed. See how many contracts it would offer us. Wait, 2 contracts, alright. I'm gonna watch it. I already went half the morning session without taking the trade, so I'm okay carrying on the morning session with how we've been, with no trades under my belt. Okay, but this is a trade I'll definitely be interested in. Hasn't been confirmed yet. They're going if I don't shine. Like a million of you, my guys. Cause I come from a place where it's not nice. Back in the days when you know really. Alright, getting confirmed there. Hasn't given us an entry yet. There's no sync that. There is our entry. 2 contracts will be coming off at -1 right here. Let me close this one because price respect. This inefficiency is what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Market structure shift here though would would negate our setup here. One thing that always happens, once the 15 seconds come back in the picture, it always takes over. It just always takes over. You don't come to, what's the word I'm looking for? Assimilate. It comes to dominate. And I ain't knocking it. I'm trying to be like the 15 seconds. I'm trying to dominate. I ain't knocking it. I like the respect of this inefficiency here. Okay, we've got closure below first present fair value gap on that time frame. He's using it. I don't know what kind of inefficiency it was, so I can't say if it's an inversion or whatever, because I don't know if it was a BC or CB. Looks like it was a CB. So just reclaim, just using it for what it is. And -1 will be getting smashed right there. Nice, 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 nice. Okay? You have nothing to worry about, baby girl, okay? You have nothing to worry about. Your setup is fruitful, it's abundant, okay? And it does what it needs to do. Yes, you're going to take losses, but we already know and we understand that, okay? Fear nothing, all right, baby girl? But yeah, sure, you know what I mean? But anyway, would be out of this trade, and this one also would be giving us -1. Obviously, they're in close proximity to each other, so they're very much in alignment. But yeah, this would have been a clean 1030 setup there. We saw it, we witnessed it. I'm happy and pleased I was able to witness it and catch it, even though I'm not part of the move. Okay, I'm happy to see that my model is showing up, all right, and it's doing what it needs to do. Okay, it's doing what it needs to do. All right, like I said, target right now is these relative equal lows. Okay, open range sell side and dealing range sell side. What a beauty of a day today, though. What a beauty of a day. Yo, Thursdays, last week Thursday was clean. This week Thursday been clean. I don't know. I'm starting to enjoy Thursdays. Wednesdays are like my least favorite days nowadays. Wednesday is like, whoa, calm down, relax. You're in the middle of the week. You don't know what you want to do. Just chill. Wednesday. I like Tuesdays. Mondays are iffy. They're on and off. I like Tuesdays. Wednesdays is a meh. Thursdays, I like Thursdays. Fridays, surprisingly, are overtaking Wednesdays for me. Friday, especially PM session Friday, whoo, too clean. Well, from lunch session Fridays, it's just price action so far has been like really clean. Wednesdays and Mondays, I'll actually put Monday above Wednesday right now. Because from my data, Wednesday's been like one of my least profitable days, okay? A good thing you didn't take it. Good thing you didn't take it. Now you just got data, right, to stick to your trading time. And there you go, getting smashed. Dealing range, open range sell side getting smashed. Our bias, obviously, we went from retracement to reversal scenario. Bias getting flipped, all in alignment with our weekly program. Okay, this is why I say it's not imperative to know it, but it's also important to know what the weekly program is, because it gives you a bigger picture in terms of price. Right, when we saw the buy side got taken here, it could be potentially that price coming to a premium, all right, to continue lower, because that's what the weekly is calling for, lower prices. Right, negative 2.5 here, getting smashed. Woo! Today has been the best day so far this week for me. It's been incredible. Oh my god, I took no trades, made no money, but it's just been the most profitable day for me this week. All right, it's been the most profitable day for me this week. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff here. Good stuff here. All right, below that, okay, we got previous day's low, right, as a current draw on liquidity, and we got Asia session sell side, and we got relative equal lows here with 20-day low down here. Okay, so that is my current draw on liquidity for price. On if we come back obviously and take buy side here, then that will go back to previous day's high. But currently right now, my draw is previous day low and Asia session sell side. And should price continue lower after taking Asia session sell side, we have 20-day low below price. Market structure shift here. Market structure shift here will confirm a continuation sell for me. So I'm watching it right here. Same as up here, right? Same as the 950 macro. We're still in 950 macro. Same as this setup. We We took external liquidity, right? Traded below it, came up into an inefficiency. We also even took liquidity above it, right? Inefficiency and all for my continuation. Remember, market structure shift back below it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Here, confirming a continuation sell here as well. My stop for this setup here I would want to encapsulate this inefficiency into my stop. So my stop would be at this candle high. So we're watching this continuation sell as well. Because my stop is here, I would want to frame the exit on that as well. Oh, same thing here. So let's go back up in here and see where I would frame my stop actually. Because this is the, stop would be framed here actually. So we'll be here in negative 2.5 right now on this setup. I almost forgot that, didn't I? Even for this one, stop would need to be framed above this high because it encapsulates this fair value gap here. Yeah. Both of them would be here in negative 2.5 though. Market structure shift back above the external liquidity here would give a retracement setup. Oh my goodness. Oh, actually, this one now begs a question here. Because until this high goes, or until this this price trades above this candle high, I still technically would be in a sell. So then, good data. Let's see how this plays out. I'm intrigued. Because obviously we still have an inefficiency above here. So then should it be this market structure shift here that gives me the retracement? Or would it be this still? For the 1 minute, is this high here? So now we've got market structure shift back above. I'm watching this retracement setup, but I'm also watching the sell that we're in because we still technically would be in there because our stop would be framed above this candle high. So let's see. What a trade though, from 10 a.m. Ooh, look at that setup. Came all the way. Mama. I'm having too much fun today. I'm loving the price section right now. Obviously, this would have reduced the probabilities in our setup, right? Also would have confirmed the retracement setup. We're watching this. We are watching it. I'm gonna wrap up here soon. Back in the days when I know believe. Why you be sleeping? I'm living a dream. Oh. You obviously would have been getting taken out, and we'll be not yet though. Not yet. Delete that. We would have been smashed out of that. We haven't confirmed that. We confirmed on the 15 seconds a retracement setup, but it hasn't been confirmed on the 1 minute yet. Which is what I'll potentially be waiting for, just because maybe I would have been in this one already, right? I'm looking at it in terms of me being in the trade. Wow, this big range for this one contract, and before it wasn't giving us no contracts. You're kidding me, mate. Yeah, it's not worth it, is it really? But it's still worth the data collecting, right? There's nothing wrong with collecting the data on the outside of your trading times, collecting the data on trades outside of your trading time. Because you can always have an account that trades those, right? If you want to do that, right? If it's worth it. if it's worth it for you. Back in the days when they don't believe. Okay, so rather than the high of that candle, maybe we go to the swing high of that range, right? We use the swing high of the range with the inefficiencies. Okay. We can collect data on that. And see. But for right now, we'll stick with the candle until we get some data on the swing. Because if it was at the swing, you still would be in there right now. Back in the days when you don't believe. While you be sleeping, I'm living a dream. Oh, now you see. Oh, you're so. Yeah. Confirming that retracement on the 1 minute. Obviously, you would have been in it from down in here. So let's watch that. Well, not that obvious actually. It's really not that obvious that you would have been in it from down there. Let me catch myself, because I would have been potentially would have saw this continuation set up, and my stop would be up here. So let's watch it from the 1 minute though. Let's watch it from the 1 minute, because then obviously it would have confirmed us getting taken out already, and it actually wouldn't have given us an entry. Wouldn't have given us an entry yet. Still no entry. -1 if you were in the retracement set up on the 15 seconds. Obviously with multiple accounts, you can obviously be in different trades, right? You don't have to be limit yourself to the one trade. I currently cannot do that right now because I'm trading with the same company, and they have a hedge in the rule. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense. This is what I mean about prop firms, right? Certain things about prop firms just throw me off, but it's still a good, not that great, it's still an obviously okay way to scale. So it's a start, right? If you have no money and you have the skill set, right, you can make prop firms work regardless of the tight leash that they put you on. You know what I mean? Still no entry on the 1 minute yet. But I'm watching this, alright? I'm watching this going into the remainder of lunch session. Boom, boom, boom. Here I would have closed my trade. Obviously would have reduced the risk in the trade for me. But in terms of the trade being closed, the stop would be up here. So now I need something in place for this, you know? obviously when I have multiple accounts, it wouldn't be a factor. It wouldn't be a problem. But right now, because I'm trading that one, most definitely. 11, 11, 11. Yeah, buddy. Um, yeah, that's enough for me for today. All right, I'm gonna wrap up today. It's been an amazing session. All right, I didn't take any trades, didn't lose any money, didn't make any money, but I took a ton of information, collected a ton of data today, reaffirmed everything that I'm looking for in price, and just kind of getting a better understanding of when the clean setups will form for me personally, right? When I'm looking for the clean setups to form, and right now what's jumping out at me is post opening range setups. They're like my if I'm looking for one clean trade per session, right? I need to be looking at post opening range, and that's something that I'll be collecting data on the remainder of this week. And I'll be obviously back testing this weekend as well. Okay, so back test it, man. See for yourself if it's worth wow, or if it's worth you even diving into. And if it's not, it's not, right. If it's not for your setup, it's not for your model. It is what it is. Find what is for your model. And yeah, what a day. I don't know, but Thursdays are becoming, I can't say it enough, they're becoming like a really good trading day for me. I'm not gonna lie. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, those are my 3 days. Wednesday is iffy. Wednesday is anyway. What I did well today, definitely a 10 out of 10 a.m. session for sure. Catch you tomorrow. Yep, same time, same place. Same time, same place. I think I spelled that right. I don't know. I meant to say tuning in. I don't know if it's spelled right, but what I did well today is that I showed up. All right, I got 1% better, gained experience for 100%. I feel that 1% better today for sure, 100%. Learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, next trading session. Also came up with a few hiccups and things that I need to put procedures and protocols in place for. So very happy and pleased in my morning session today. Took no trades, but took a lot out of today. All right, it's been the best day of the week so far for me. Okay. Where I fell short today, I woke up at a decent hour, got my morning routine in. Chart wise showed up, kind of taped red. I didn't really feel like, I didn't come in today thinking it's gonna be a tape reading session, but once I got into the session today, it just kind of led into becoming a tape reading session. Obviously, I could have partaken in some of these trades, but I just wanted to take control of myself back and just sit back and just analyze my model and just watch it in its purest form, all right, and have no attachments, no feelings, no emotions in the trade, and just kind of regain, not that I lost the confidence, because yesterday I did a few things that I shouldn't have. Okay. Yeah, actually no, I didn't do anything that I shouldn't have. It's just the 15 seconds, like I said, it can give you multiple setups, and some of them can be false, right? And maybe I overdid it a little bit yesterday, and that's why I kind of wanted to come in today, just taking a step back, right, and not feeling the need to be in the market, all right? Because when you feel the need to be in the market, that's when you jump into stuff that don't make sense and that go against your model, and you make multiple mistakes. So I kind of wanted to come in today, not, like I said, it wasn't planned that I was going to tape read, but I came into today and it ended up being a tape reading session, and I'm happy and I'm grateful and I'm 1% better for it. Okay, so all in all, just to say, I didn't feel like I felt short anyway, because for me, I got control of myself. Okay, so that's the most important thing for me. Like, even though I can't be in the market, I controlled myself and staying out of the market and just watching the candlesticks print, watching it do its thing. It's been a beautiful morning session, really and truly. I ain't gonna lie, it's been good. How I can improve for next day, next trading session is just keep showing up, right? Keep seeking excellence in everything that I do. Don't let short-term adversity, losses, series of losses deter me, distract me. Look at this setup, man, so sexy. But now, because my stop would have been put out here, right? I need obviously in a different account, it would have been fine. I would have had no issues. But currently, what I have to put procedures and protocols in place with my current what I have currently available to me, right? Which is I can't hedge, right? So I can't sell and then buy at the same time, even though it's different accounts. It's the same company, so they won't let me do it. Regardless, this was a beautiful retracement setup here, giving us negative 2 here. The 1 minute, it wouldn't have come and tagged us in there, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it, right? If it doesn't tag you, it doesn't tag you. It is what it is. It gave you a perfect opportunity on the 15 seconds down here, okay? Yeah, I can't wait to backtest this week, really and truly, and just go into price action and backtest what I'm looking at in terms of post open range setups. But anyway, keep showing up, right? Don't let short-term adversity deter me, distract me from what I got going on, all right? Keep analyzing the data, okay? Because that's what I'm doing here. That's my main job here. That's what's proven and shown to me to be effective in helping me improve my skill set here, okay? So yeah, keep taking small steps in the right direction, all right? And eventually we'll get to our destination. I know sometimes it can be deflating and defeating when, you know, you just feel like you're taking steps but you're not going anywhere, you're stagnant and you're still in the same spot. Don't worry about it, baby girl. Just keep showing up, all right? You're doing great. Just think about where you was before and where you are today. Is you're a completely different trader, different analyst, and that's just from you being disciplined enough to keep showing up, keep following your procedures and protocols and your processes, and letting the data allow you to refine, okay? So keep doing what proven to be working for you, okay? And yeah, eventually we'll get to our destination, right? We're not trying to get there tomorrow. We're not trying to get there in the next week. We're just taking our time, enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, and we'll get there when we get there, right? It's not on our timing, it's on God's timing. So when he feels like I'm ready to go to the next phase of my life, then he'll provide me the way and he'll show me the way to get there. So other than that, I'm just gonna continue to do what I can do, and that's showing up and watching these candlesticks print and analyzing the data and trying to be 1% better in all areas of my life, okay? And that's all I can do. But yeah, like I said, solid morning session for us here. I'm the Trader Capital. Let's wrap this Habibti up. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, same time tomorrow. All right. Appreciate you. Let's wrap it up. Before we wrap up, there was a time that I would finish and still feel lost. Even on days I made money, I didn't really know why it worked. And on losing days, I had no system to fall back on. That's the difference between guessing and having a real edge. And here's the truth. Most traders only focus on entries, but consistency comes from the system behind the entry. So if you've been watching and thinking this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created the 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deeper into all 3 pillars, the full model, the risk management system, the money and mindset principles needed to join the 1% club, and the exact process to follow daily. If you're serious about becoming consistent, that is your next step. I used to think the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become the type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome. Because once you have that, the results will follow. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next AM session, kicking off at 9:15 a.m. Kickoff once again at 9:15 a.m. To be on time is to be late, okay? So make sure you show up early. As always, I'm the trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading. Happy bloody hunting. Remember, you only fail when you quit.